No one leaves Ravenshade. If you come here, you stay forever. I read the rusted sign at the town's entrance. My heart pounded. This place wasn't on any map. It shouldn't exist. And yet, here I was, stranded on the outskirts of Ravenshade, trapped in a storm with nowhere else to go. The road behind me had vanished. My GPS had stopped working an hour ago. I should never have taken that wrong turn. I had no choice. I had to enter. Ravenshade felt frozen in time. Victorian-style houses lined the deserted streets. Streetlights flickered, though the wires were cut. A thick fog clung to the buildings like ghostly fingers. And then, I saw them. People. They stood on porches, in windows, along the sidewalks, watching me. Their eyes were hollow, deep, lifeless. They didn't move. They didn't blink. They just stared. A chill ran down my spine. "Hello?" My voice echoed unnaturally. No response. I rushed into a nearby building, a diner. Inside, a lone candle flickered on the counter. The air smelled of dust and decay. I was about to leave when a hushed voice whispered, "You shouldn't be here." I turned sharply. An old man sat in the corner booth, his skin pale as paper. He stared unblinking at me. "Run," he murmured. "I can't." The road disappeared. His face grew solemn. "Then you are one of us now." That night, I stayed at an old inn. The receptionist, a woman with a frozen smile, handed me a key without a word. At midnight, I heard footsteps outside my door. Slow, deliberate. I held my breath. Tap, tap, tap. I gripped my sheets tightly. "Who's there?" No answer. Then the door handle twisted, slowly. I jumped from the bed, heart pounding. The knob turned all the way, then stopped. After a long silence, the footsteps retreated. The next morning, I saw the receptionist again. But she was different. Her eyes were gone. Empty sockets stared at me, but her frozen smile remained. My stomach twisted in fear. "Did you sleep well?" she asked cheerfully. I ran. I found the old man again. "What is this place?" I demanded. "Why can't I leave?" He sighed deeply. "Ravenshade is not just a town, it's a trap." "What do you mean?" He leaned closer. "It was cursed long ago. Whoever enters becomes part of it. The people you see, they were once travelers like you. Now, they are something else." I swallowed hard. "How do I escape?" His voice dropped to a whisper. "The clock tower." At the town's center stood an old clock tower, its hands frozen at midnight. As I approached, the air grew heavy, as if resisting me. Inside, a spiral staircase wound upward into darkness. Each step echoed eerily, as though someone followed me. At the top, I found a large mirror, covered in dust. I wiped it clean and froze. My reflection was missing. His voice dropped to a whisper. The clock tower. Instead, shadows surrounded me in the glass. One reached out. Then the old man's voice echoed in my mind. "Break the mirror. End the curse." With shaking hands, I grabbed a metal rod and struck the glass. It shattered. A horrific scream echoed through the town. The ground trembled. The fog swirled violently. The town was collapsing. I ran. Buildings crumbled. The people, no, the creatures, screamed, their hollow eyes fading into darkness. I reached the entrance. The words on the sign had changed. "No one leaves Ravenshade unless they destroy it." The fog lifted. The road reappeared. I didn't look back, but in my rearview mirror, I saw a figure standing at the town's edge, watching me, smiling. Days later, I checked the map again. Ravenshade didn't exist. It never had. But last night, I found a rusted sign outside my house. No one leaves Ravenshade. I'm still running, and I don't think I'll ever stop. If you have a real horror story, send it to us at the email given in the description. We'd love to hear your tale, if you dare.